For our Seen and Unseen segment, where we reveal the stories behind the headlines. And for that, we turn to author of the forthcoming book, The Thief Who Stole Heaven, Fox News contributor Raymon Arroyo. All right, Ray, Biden sent a pair of visiting angels out to push his agenda today.
Laura, it was all about emotionally selling that $1.9 trillion COVID package we've been talking about, while Kamala Harris visited a small business today, making the case that we need trillions to help these entrepreneurs, never mind that only a pittance of the money will go to them. First Lady Jill Biden toured a pair of schools in Connecticut and Pennsylvania. She was flanked by the new education secretary and the teachers union leader, Randi Weingarten. Dr. Jill tried to engage students and offer some advice.
What are you reading? A book. Okay. 10 years from now, we don't want to forget what we learned about ourselves. And I think if we have a record of that, so I encourage really all of you to do something, anything, just to remember this time.
Laura, why do children
God.
want to remember a depressing time when they regressed in learning, were shut in their homes, and kept from their friends, and for no good reason? Remember, the CDC guidance urged that schools be reopened, even without teachers being vaccinated. But the Biden administration and the teachers' unions didn't like that. So out went the science. Talk about Neanderthal thinking. And Randi Weingarten, whom you saw in one of those clips, was really the shadow education secretary today, patrolling the language at these events. She doesn't want teachers back in school until they get that $170 billion payout from the COVID relief bill. Bad news.
Leaning into the child and saying, "What are you reading?" I mean, it's like, what are you wearing? Okay, the kids are very intimidated by all this star power. You know, Dr. Biden is in the house. They're very intimidated. So
really
it would have been great, though, Raymond, if they said, well, Dr. Seuss. All right, Ray, where is Biden, by the way, as in the president?
Laura, he hasn't held a press conference after 43 days in office, something no president in 100 years has done. He's restricted to very tightly controlled events, like this bipartisan cancer meeting in the Oval today. The press was shoved out after a few minutes, and when Biden does speak, he offers addresses. Here's what I mean.
And the Vice President and I are of the view that we can make significant strides in fighting cancer and Alzheimer's and other diseases if we take a slightly different approach. And what I want to talk to them about today is how we go about.
My God, that's a new drinking game.
Yeah, right. No, we would all be loaded if was you know, you could take a shot on every And aside from these empathetic events, when he conducts one of these Zoom meetings, as he did today with Democrats about the COVID bill, the White House is loath to subject Biden to any questioning. Who's pulling the cord here, Laura? Listen.
And I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nance, whatever you want me to do.
And they just bring the curtain down on him, Laura. It's like Biden is playing this hide and go bleak strategy here, where the only times he talks, it's all this emotive stuff about people dying or family members dying and how deeply he feels about it. But then otherwise, the curtain comes down. We get no questions. But before I go, I want your reaction to the latest donation to the Smithsonian Institution. Besides Edison's light bulb and Judy Garland's ruby slippers, welcome Dr. Fauci's 3D COVID model, Laura. That's right. Anthony Fauci is receiving a Great American Medal from the Smithsonian for his extraordinary leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic. He donated his 3D model there. Laura, I've been waiting all day. Your reaction to this new addition to the Smithsonian?
Horton, here's a spike protein, COVID spike protein.